And a warm welcome also here from my side in the Prinect classroom on Prinect integration. I'd like to show you a picture first of all. And this picture basically is a graph. And I'd like to have a feeling if you got an idea what that could show. Except for mountains and valleys and fiber curves. Any idea what it shows? No? It shows the red standstill times, the gray adjustment times, and the blue time. That's your printing time. And this shows you something. You have a high potential for more profitability if you manage to reduce those. If you get rid of standstill and adjustment times, you can be more profitable. Well, now we all know that a printed product is made as in a long process, okay? From the idea to the finished product, there's many steps to be completed. And in a workflow without integration, what happens is that you lose overview over the total workflow. And what happens to you if you get stressed? Do you still talk with your colleagues? No, you work, can't talk. And this leads to errors due to communication gaps, because vital information gets lost during the workflow. And this can happen, it can happen that you then lose time. A Prinect workflow integration helps you to produce more profitably. How can we do this? First of all, in an integrated workflow, all operators know their next task. They know exactly what to do next. When the job is entered, be it at the MIS system or directly in the production system, all the operators involved know exactly how to produce the jobs that have to go through the system, which paper to use, which coloring. So all the production information is available in the central data store of the workflow. And the people in pre-press, the people in press, and the people in post-press all at the same time know which jobs to produce and how to produce them. The integrated workflow also helps you because you save routine things. The routine tasks are less in an integrated workflow because you, for example, don't have to manually fill in any timesheets or the job bag, because the information is always available in the electronic job bag and always available in the system. So when you do the plates in the pre-press, the press operator knows that the plates are there. When somebody is printing, everybody knows which job is at the press right now. So if, for example, the person in the business management, the estimator, looks into the system because she gets a call from the customer and asks, well, is there still a chance to exchange something? She can definitely say, we have made the plates already. Oh, no, we haven't made the plates. It's not a problem. Just deliver the new data and we're fine. Or it's even half the print run has been completed. Do you really want to change? Is it a critical change or don't you? And they can negotiate right away, like it will cost, if you do a change now, oh no, everything is fine, just provide the data. So this helps to basically get things straightened out earlier, easier. The other things that you save is that the PDF data, for example, not every single PDF file has to be touched, but you can do pre-flighting, color management, trapping, fully automated within the workflow. Then we managed to get optimal machine utilization with the workflow. How do we manage this? Well, first of all, when we make the plates, we make the plates measured to your printing devices. So if you've got two printing devices, there's the profiles for those printing devices available for the Suprasetter, and you say these plates are for printing device 1, those are for printing device 2, and you can make sure that you come into color faster with those machines. Plus the fact that, of course, the ink zone calculation values are available for the press as soon as the plates have been made. So this helps you to reduce waste and reduce the setup times for the press. What else can you do? We have a digital planning board, the scheduler. And with the scheduler, what you can do is you can sort operations. So you have a job or several jobs that are CMYK plus one special spot color. So you can make sure that these sheets basically go onto the same press so that you can save wash-up times. Or you've got a folder that has to be folded twice, like a Leporello fold. You have several of those, you put them onto the same folder and you save setup times. So all these little things help you to get rid of the times that we've basically shown as the red and the gray ones earlier on. You know where you lose time and where you produce waste, because Prinect helps you to have tools that analyze the production. You get shift reports, you get quality reports, so you have the chance to really see if the quality is even or if it deteriorates. If it deteriorates, what you can do is you can go and see your press operator and ask him any idea why this happens, and he might say, oh yeah, the rubber blankets are a bit worn off, I'd need new blankets. He puts them on, it gets good again. So you do get an indication on where to steer against issues that come up in the production. The best about all this is that this is what we deliver today. This is what our customer worked with the current version that's out in the field and installed in the field right now. Let's now come to what we have new here on Drupa and what we show, because we've got 5 major things that you basically have developed and brought to you here on the show. First of all, we have the Prinect Web-to-Print Manager. The Prinect Web-to-Print Manager helps you to set up your online shop, to offer your products that you produce with your print shops in the internet. Brochures, flyers, business cards, you name it, can be put online with a price. Customer can go in, order 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and gets billed by the system as soon as the product has been delivered. Can be via, how's it called, credit card, can be via account information, so he'll also enter his payment information into that system. The next thing we have is the Business Manager, our own MIS system. We can connect to other MIS systems using JDF, JMF integration, but now we have the Business Manager as our own system that we have under control, and where we basically have a very, very tight integration with the production system and really get the information back to the Business Manager so that the people in the estimating department have a clear view of what happens in the production side. The Business Manager helps you to send out orders quickly, because the estimations are done quickly and efficiently, and they are based on the equipment that you have in your shop and all the cost structure that you have in your shop. So the order you send out basically reflects the prices that you need to take in order to be profitable. We have the Prinect Digital Print Manager for digital production. We can integrate the lino print machines that you can see down there in the flexibility area, and you can connect them as tightly as you connect offset machines. This means that they can also be planned inside of this workflow. We have Prinect Mobile. Prinect Mobile helps you to look at your shop from outside. So you're at the customer side, the customer asks you, any idea when my job will be delivered? And you can look the job up and you can say, yeah, it's going to be then. Even more important, if the sales guys are at the customer side and they say, well, I'd like to place an order, till when can you produce it? They can look into the system, and then I can see how the production is used and how the jobs are planned into the production, and they can say, this week is difficult, beginning of next week is possible, and they don't promise the world, but they promise more realistic dates, or they talk to you before they promise a date if one of the jobs that has been planned into production can be put back a bit. So you get more realistic statements versus the customer from the sales guys, which always helps getting customers more satisfied. The last thing I'd like to mention is Prinect Smart Automation, because Prinect Smart Automation helps you to get the automation potential that we have inside of the workflow to use it for offset digital and hybrid print production, so that basically when a job comes in from the Web to Print Manager, it can be produced with a high level of automation. Let's have a look at how a job would be produced with the new version. I'll take a job that you can also find here on the show. And it's relatively simple. It's got a cover with a drip-off, and it's got 8 pages content. And the customer wants to order it, and he goes to the web shop. This is only an example of how the online shop could be set up. So if you, for example, or you have an internet site for your print shop which is completely black, you basically put it for completely black. You can adapt it to the look and feel of your print shop's website. And you put the products that you have online into the shop. So it's brochures you produce business cards, flyers, folded leaflets, folded flyers. The customer would go in to the brochures and he would enter, I want 200 copies of this, not a very long run. I want 4 pages CMYK with drip off, and I want 8 pages CMYK for the content. And this is a 170 gram stock, and that's a 200 gram stock. So that's the 2 different papers. He enters the values and he sends it to production. Now, this information is transferred to the production workflow. And we automatically generate a job in the business manager, the MIS system, and in the production system. Why do we do this? Because we want to know with our estimating software which jobs come from the web-to-print system. We don't want a black hole. We don't want to only those where we send out offers, but we want to know about the web-to-print jobs as well. And the smart automation automatically creates the impositioning, and it starts to process the job. It is the pre-flight. When the pre-flight is okay, it sends the data to color management and trapping. The pre-flight is not okay, the customer gets the information, there is an issue, perhaps too low resolution of the images, you've got to replace the data, or he says, no, I still accept. When the color management and trapping is done, another approval mail gets out, and this mail, when this gets approved, you automatically get your plates out of the system. Unless there's no plates in the suprasetter, then somebody has to be active. But all the rest is really done automatically by the workflow. This means that the people who do impositioning can concentrate on complex impositionings where they've like infolds and things like this. And like standardized small things can be done automated. Now, this is not the only thing you're producing with a system. You, in a web shop, very often offer stationery and things that don't necessarily fill plates. We can now effect ganging with the Prinect workflow. The version we show here has the possibility to get the Signa Station Gang Assistant. And what happens there is that we provide information into a pool where you basically have jobs that you might gang. You can sort this information by paper, because that's the first criterion. Everything that can go on the same paper can theoretically go onto the same plate. The next one is the colors. So all the 4 color jobs can go onto one plate. And the last one is the date. And then you say all 170 gram, or no, 200 gram jobs, all the jobs that are CMYK and all those that shall be ready by tomorrow shall be ganged. And the ganger system has also, ganger system also has information inside of it. He's got the information, how much does a plate set cost? How much does changing a plate set cost? How much does the paper cost? And with all these parameters, he calculates how the jobs that you have to put onto one plate are put to the form optimally. And it can be that you have to deliver 100 flyers from one flyer, 200 from the other, but 3,000 from the rest. So you would put 1 copy of the flyer to the plate, you would put 2 copies of the other flyer to the plate, and then you'd put like 15 copies to of the other one, so that you get a low print run, but still don't have a lot of waste from the other jobs that have a lesser quantity. So these are things that are calculated automatically. This was just a quick excursion. We'll go to how we produce this one. It's arrived in the production system and in the MIS. The plates are made for the Speedmaster with a coating unit, and the content goes to the liner print. And now it depends a bit on what kind of equipment you have in your shop. If you do have finishing, if you didn't have finishing. If you didn't have finishing, you might buy the liner print with a Plugmatic unit, cut the cover once and insert it on the liner print so that the 200 copies come out of the liner print. If you do have finishing, you'll probably use the finishing equipment that you've got. Let's see how we did it here, because we can schedule this production and control the production also with the digital planning board. This is our scheduler. That's a screenshot scheduler. And I think you all see green lines here, don't you? These green lines link all the operations belonging to one job, to this job here. First one here is a cut, because we had big paper stock only. So that's a pre-cut to make the paper the size that we needed. You can see here the liner prints can be scheduled with a scheduler, and that's the print run on the liner print machine. And here's the TIFF-B, that's the plates that come out. And when the plates come out, what we can do is we can give this out with Prinect 2012. This is a plate sheet. This plate sheet contains the information, the job number, the job name, the customer number, which sheet we're on, and it contains the number of plates that are there, like which plates do I have, how many Pantone plates do I have. And this is so small because this goes onto a label. And you put it on the last plate that you have. And when the plate travels through the shop, if you were the press operator, you just take the barcode reader, and basically you instantly have the job come up at the press center, and you've got all the settings for the job right over there at the press. You've got, you know which paper it is, you know the ink zone settings, everything is available on the press by simply reading it in. You realize something? Nobody's touched anything in via keyboard. Till now. We print now, because plates are loaded, everything is done on the XL. And once the print run is completed, I've got to turn this around, the plate sheet, the pallet sheet comes out. With 200, it's pretty easy, that's pretty quick. It can also be a 2 million print route, then you'd get several plate sheets out, of course, because these travel with a pallet. And once again, we've also got the barcode information. And at the finishing equipment, at the online equipment, you basically scan it in, and that is how you get the information at the finishing equipment. So you're here, you go down there from the XL to the cutter, and then you go down to the Stitch Master, and always enter the information via the barcode. What you can also achieve is that basically you can stick up the names and the cost centers via barcode, so that the operator doesn't have to touch in his name, but take this name, take the cost center, take the job number, and he's done. And this makes life a bit easier for the people in the production. Well, we've produced it now, haven't we? And I just want to go one step back to the planning status. Okay? We have the possibility to get the planning status to go. That's where I went to with the sales guy. So if the sales guy looks into the system, what does he see? He can deliver right away. So he can promise the moon, because you will be very quick, because this is far too green. And he also knows I've got to get my feet on the street and sell, because that's not the machine utilization that you really would want to have in your shop. You want to have a lot of red and a lot of yellow in there, because that would say it's utilized to a great extent. I forgot one thing. What you can also do with a scheduler is you can, now I've lost it. What you can do, you can give it to the paper planner. And if the paper planner basically looks into the scheduler, he knows exactly when which paper has got to be at which printing machine, and he can order the paper on time. So when you start printing, you can make sure that the paper is there, no standstill times because of waiting for paper. And one of our customers managed to reduce his paper stock, his in-house paper stock, by 50% and still delivers on time because he's got the paper available when he needs it. Well, after production, you get the job analysis. I talked about them a bit earlier, about the quality protocol. What you can also do is you can not only evaluate the offset printing and the finishing equipment, as you can do today, you can now also evaluate the liner print systems, so you also get feedback for those machines. And you have the chance to provide your data, your production data, anonymously online to a pool of information where basically your values are then displayed to others, but you can compare yourself to other people who do the same thing anonymously, so that you know, am I competitive or aren't I? And if I'm not competitive, have a look at, if they have the same machines, they have the same equipment, why am I not competitive? And perhaps look for, is there any chance or any necessity to train my people better, so that you can better and more competitive in the end. The last thing is the business manager with a complete job costing. So we've started off with the estimation, we've made the estimation, and in the end you want to see, did I make money or did I lose money with my job? And the business manager basically took all the values that have been delivered from the system online and puts it together and says, this is how you really produce, this is how you estimate it, did you make money, did you lose money? And you can also basically make a comparison, or you can see which is the jobs I always earn money with and which are the jobs where I lose money. And you can tell your sales force, these are the ones I want, these are the ones, don't push them too hard. That was the first picture I showed to you. These are the average values that we basically got from our customers. 35% of printing time versus 39 standstill and 26 adjustment. And all the customers that participated in this study said that these are the values they achieve later on. The printing time stays the same, of course, but workflow integration, inline measurement, color solutions, the closed-loop color management that we offer, allowed them to reduce the standstill times by 20% and the adjustment times to 5%. And all this time that you saved, you can use for the next job. I do hope I've made you interested a bit in what integration can do for you. If I did so, you have the chance to book your personal demos right here in the bookable stations. If you're more interested in MIS, in web to print, in ganging, in how the integrated workflow with smart automation works, book your personal demos. If you want to get a feeling how integration is, you can see the Prinect integration live here in all the areas: productivity, short run, flexibility, and also packaging. Have all the equipment that is on the stand integrated live here at the show. The packaging offers special features that you can also have a look there at the packaging stations. And if you're not sure on, does it fit my workflow, I've already got components, how could I move, what could I do? You can talk to the Prinect consulting colleagues here in the center of our booth. They are there, and they're also there to help you if you've got questions with regard to the IT equipment. So I thank you very much for your attention, and I do wish you a successful Drupa 2012. Thank you.